If you want to be instantly respected by anyone, it comes down to just one thing. As a copywriter working with brands like Shopify and Canva, I have used words my entire career, and I've learned that respect starts with how you communicate. So these are the 7 strategies you need to command respect in any room you walk into. Strategy number 1, the challenger's paradox. I discovered this while watching recordings of sales calls for a client's project. Their star salesperson was just closing enterprise deals with CTOs from big companies. Now, something fascinating was happening. These CTOs want to hire her to run their engineering teams. That's how good she was. Here's the thing though, she wasn't impressive because she had all the answers. She was impressive because she asked questions that made these technical leaders reconsider their entire approach. She'd lean in and ask things like, but what happens when your traffic triples overnight? Or have you considered what that architecture means for your talent acquisition? Those were challenger sale questions that positioned her as the strategic thinker in the room. The other salespeople were trying to, make prospects understand, but she saw them. She saw their whole world, and in doing so, she made them feel understood. Now, this is actually especially crucial for women and younger professionals who face automatic authority disadvantages. Questions level the field. A brilliant question from a 25-year-old carries the same weight as one from a CEO. To apply this, you need to master 3 types of authority questions. First, implication questions. What happens when your top developer leaves? This forces them to confront unconsidered risks. Second, reframe questions. Have you considered this is a talent problem, not a tech problem? This demonstrates higher level thinking. Third is assumption questions. Why do you believe customers want more features? This reveals shallow thinking without attacking. The formula is to listen for their core assumption, ask what happens when that assumption breaks, let them discover the flaw, then position your expertise as the solution. Strategy number 2 is crucial for anyone who sells or negotiates. Frame control. A client I worked with once started a call with, "We'd like to talk about the price." That's a frame where I'm defending my value. Instead of accepting it, I reframed. Let's discuss whether we're a fit for each other. My rates do reflect the clients I choose to work with, though serious about transformation, not just minor improvements. Now, suddenly the frame wasn't negotiate your price down, but are you qualified to work with me? They signed that day at full rate with no negotiation. The information exchanged was identical. It was only the frame that changed. But there's a way to make this even more powerful. Research by, I'm going to say this name wrong, Deepak Malhotra at Harvard shows that negotiators who establish the opening frame achieve 47% better outcomes than those who respond to someone else's frame. So the key is setting the frame first, not reframing later. Before a client can say, "You're too expensive," open with, "Yeah, I work with clients who view this as an investment in transformation." Before they can say, "Prove yourself," open with, "Let's explore whether we're a fit. I'm pretty selective about who I work with," said nicely. Set your frames early: pricing frames, expertise frames, partnership frames. The goal is to own the frame before the conversation begins so you are never on the defense. This is particularly crucial for consultants and service providers who are often framed as vendors rather than advisors. Frame control shifts you from seller to selector. When you set the frame first, you're never scrambling to reframe. You're simply maintaining the authority you established from word 1. Strategy number 3 completely changed how I negotiate. It's strategic silence. After telling our price to a Fortune 500 client, I watched my colleague sit in silence for 7 full seconds, which is an eternity in conversation. The client then spoke first, essentially negotiating against themselves, and we actually closed about 30% above our initial estimate. Now, I use this constantly in workshops. When someone asks a challenging question, I pause for 3 seconds before answering. Now, that pause shows I'm considering their question seriously, creates anticipation for my answer, and it demonstrates that I am so confident I don't need to rush. Studies on negotiation show that extended silence after making an offer increases acceptance rates by 35%. The silence creates pressure that makes the other party want to resolve the tension, often by accepting terms. To apply this, master 3 types of strategic silence. First, the pre-response pause. So you pause 2 to 3 seconds after a question while maintaining eye contact, and then you respond. Second, the emphasis pause. This is where you pause 1 to 2 seconds before important points. So, for example, the key insight is we're solving the wrong problem. Third, the power pause. Now, this is the 3 to 7 seconds after making an offer, after delivering maybe difficult feedback, or after asking a strategic question. You let the other person fill the silence. That's why if you master silence, you will master negotiation. Number 4 is the fastest shortcut to sounding like an expert. Precision as power. 2 consultants pitched the same client. Consultant A said, "We've helped many companies improve their performance significantly." Consultant B said, "We've helped 47 B2B SaaS companies increase qualified leads by an average of 34%, and that was within the first 90 days." Now, guess who got the contract? Obviously, right? But here's the deeper lesson. Precision isn't just numbers. It's having specific named expertise. So I teach something called the rule of one. One reader, one big idea, one promise, one offer. It's a copywriting principle. I teach that, and one of my students used it to close a high-paying lead simply by walking them through the rule of one. So the prospect was floored because he had suddenly heard this specific language that he could grab and use. The specificity demonstrates that you've measured, you've tracked, and you've named what you know. If you don't know the jargon, it's because you don't know the subject. Precision demonstrates you've systematized your knowledge. It's the difference between someone who's doing the work and someone who's winging it. So replace every vague claim with precision. Instead of, "We've helped lots of companies," say, "We've helped 48 B2B SaaS companies." Instead of "significantly improved," say the real number, increased by 34%, and name your expertise. Don't just say, "We improve messaging." Say, "Look, we apply the rule of one, and that helps us achieve a 34% average lift." When you can name frameworks like the rule of one, like the Challenger sale, you demonstrate mastery through your vocabulary. Strategy number 5 is one people hate hearing. The authority face. I've watched brilliant women undermine their authority by smiling through entire presentations, especially on Zoom calls. They're presenting genius, like groundbreaking strategies with the expression of someone offering cookies at a parent-teacher meeting. Now, I learned to control my own smile after watching recordings of my own presentations. When I maintained a neutral, thoughtful expression, people leaned in. When I smiled constantly, kind of leaned back. Now, the content was identical. It was only the expression that changed. These micro signals of authority separate those who lead from those who follow. Now, this is particularly crucial for anyone who maybe looks younger than their age, for women in a male-dominated field, or anyone that's facing basically automatic authority challenges. This is how you develop your authority face. You start with a neutral baseline. So that's relaxed jaw, lips together but not pursed, eyes engaged but not wide. Think absorbing important information. Then use strategic animation. So a micro smile, a little smile when they get your point, a slight brow furrow when you're concentrating. Never instant smile as default. I learned this trick in an old book. So picture an imaginary bit, like a horse bit, I think it's called, hanging from a doorway that you're walking through. And as you enter, as you walk through the doorway, you bite it to force perfect posture. So you picture it hanging and you bite it. And that forces this perfect posture. So your chin is parallel to the ground, your shoulders are back and down. Next up is strategy 6. And this one kills more authority than people realize. It's the certainty gradient. Here's why. I used to review copy that started with something like, "I just wanted to reach out to see if maybe you might be interested in possibly discussing." By the time you get to the actual point, you've signaled 17 times that you don't believe in your own message. But when we stripped the unnecessary words from that same email, conversions jumped by almost 40%. Madness. But the real breakthrough came when we also shortened the sentences. "We solve X problem. You have X problem. Let's talk." Conversions jumped another 30%. Remember, in a world of 8-second attention spans, at best. Every sentence fights for survival, so completely remove these words. Just, maybe, sort of, I think, actually, really. Replace I feel like with I've observed. Replace it seems like with the data shows. Then use the sentence strength ladder, okay? So level 1 is strongest. Revenue increased 47%. Level 2 then adds support. Revenue increased 47% because we fixed attribution. Default to short certain declarations. And the last strategy is the total package. And if you don't use it, it can ruin everything else I've taught you until now. I once watched a brilliant strategist destroy her credibility in real time. She was presenting this bold restructuring plan. Her words were confident, her ideas revolutionary, but she was hunched over her laptop, speaking from her throat, wearing a wrinkled shirt and fidgeting with her pen the whole time. So after coaching her on just physical presence, shoulders back, speaking from her core, stillness except for intentional gestures, she presented the same plan to a different division. And this time, they didn't just approve it, they asked her to lead the implementation. Amy Cuddy's Power Pose research shows that physical positioning changes both how others perceive us and our own hormone levels. 2 minutes in an expansive posture increases testosterone and decreases cortisol. So, align 4 channels. First, posture. Shoulders back and down, chest open, chin parallel to the ground. Second, vocal speaking. Speak from your chest, not your throat. Breathe into your belly before important points. Slow down 20%. Third, gestural precision. Eliminate fidgeting. Use intentional gestures only. Fourth, strategic presence. Dress 1 level at least above your current position. Maintain eye contact. Take up your full space. Remember, words are only 7% of communication. The rest is tone and body language. When your physical presence contradicts your verbal message, the body wins every time. Now that you know how to command respect with your communication, you're about to see why most people still fail to hold attention, even when they sound confident. Watch this next video to learn 8 neuroscience-backed storytelling principles that make your content instantly more memorable and impossible to ignore.